Hello guys, today I will be showcasing the new and improved Gojo. He recently got a buff in Update 8.0 with the addition of a new unique type of familiar that grants him extra passives. Feel free to pause here to read his familiar's passive. Without wasting any more time, let's get into the showcase. What we'll be doing is upgrading him one by one, so you guys can see his stats at every level. His first attack is blue, having a circle AoE, which is pretty basic. His second attack is red, giving him a line AoE, and I won't sugarcoat it, line AoE is absolute buns, sorry. For his second to last attack, we have purple, still having the line AoE but slightly larger this time. Now for his saving grace, his final attack, not upgrade. We have max purple, which gives him a full AoE, which is of course the best AoE in the game. So far, one bad thing about Gojo is his attacks only being one hit, making shields a bad matchup against him, just like Escanor being bad against shields. Now we have his domain expansion, freezing enemies inside his range for 10 seconds and granting him plus 50% more damage for 40 seconds, even though it says 30 seconds after activation. This is probably a bug. He also gets a minus 10% to SPA after killing 5 enemies when the domain is active, which is good. And with the reduced SPA and the 40-second 50% damage buff, he's standing at nearly 92,000, which is pretty damn good. If you guys can remember, in his familiar, he received a pretty cool mechanic against enemies who gets out of his range. Here's the new actual thing that he got. Basically some sort of a mini domain expansion that isn't counted as a domain, but more of a stun attack, I suppose. It basically stuns all enemies in his range, then attacks the enemy that gets past his range. Now we'll be testing out Gojo with a bunch of supports supporting his stats. First off, we have the Smith. Personally, I think the Sword of Actuation is the best weapon to give him because it reduces his SPA, then grants him an extra 20% damage. We now then have Astolfo, who grants Gojo 20% damage and 10% extra range. Then we have Griffith here, giving Gojo an insane 40% more damage. Second to last, we have Subaru, who grants Gojo 20% damage and 8% range. He can also give an extra 10% damage if Gojo uses his domain. And last but not the least, we have Shigure Ui, or who people call Haruka Rin. She gives out 18% damage and 10% range. As you guys saw, an ultra super buffed Gojo is standing at nearly 150,000 DPS without the domain buffs, then 185,000 with domain buffs, which is just insane. And with that, the video ends here. I know this video was short, but still, thank you guys so much for watching. I don't have much to say, but thank you guys for 50 subscribers. I hope to reach 100 by the end of the year by being more active in content creating. With that said, I'll see you guys soon.